Hey everybody, welcome to the exposition table. My name is Dan. Currently, Joe's not here right now, but we are going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart. We are going to be talking about Power Rangers. There's been a lot of Power Rangers news over the last week or so, leading up into our 30th anniversary season coming up this year, seeing as the original series started all the way back in '93. And they got a lot of cool stuff going on. So we're going to go and talk about the two major things that they announced. The first of which being the Mighty Morphin 30th Anniversary Special airing on Netflix in April, which is called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. So to get into this thing right off the bat, we've known about this for a little while, and we knew that not everybody was going to be coming back, not all of the original Ranger actors due to various personal reasons or controversies or what have you. So the cast that we have for this special is going to include Steve Cardenas as Rocky, David Yost as Billy, Walter Jones as Zach, Catherine Sutherland as Catherine. Catherine Hillard's her fictional character. And we're going to be having a new character introduced into this. Charlie Kirst is going to be playing Min, which is Trini's daughter, which I think is a really cool element to add that into this. It gets to sort of represent every era of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as we've got Billy, who was there for the first 4 seasons of the show. He was there all the way up into Zeo. And then you have, Zach, who was there only in the first chunk, and then when the replacement Rangers came in, that's when Rocky was introduced, and then down in Season 3, that's when Kat was introduced. So it really is a broad spectrum of everybody here. While I'm sure they would have preferred to have gotten Austin and Amy back for this special, I think in this context, I honestly kind of appreciate this a little bit more, but there is certainly that feeling that something's not right, or, something that there's a little bit of a concession being made here, that this isn't probably what Netflix would have wanted to do, not what Hasbro would have wanted to do, but they're making the best with the opportunity they're given. And, nowhere is that more evident than making the best of an unfortunate situation with, of course, Thuy Trang, who played Trini. She passed away back in 2001, very tragically. So, how they're going to be handling it here is we're going to be focusing on Trini's daughter, and we don't entirely know yet if that's going to mean that she's going to be taking up the mantle of the Yellow Ranger. She probably is. What they showed off in this most recent trailer were a couple key scenes that are going to be interesting with how it sort of all plays out. One of the shots in the trailer is going to be focusing on, it seems like they're at a cemetery. Billy, Zach, and Min, her name is Min, are at a cemetery with the Rad Bug too, okay, cool. I know the Rad Bugs, a lot of people have a big nostalgia boner for that. I just think it's neat. It's like, you didn't have to, but it was cool. So, there's a scene of them at the cemetery. There's been a lot of debate and speculation about how the structure of this special is going to be going. They showed off a scene of the original 6 Mighty Morphin Rangers suited up, fighting some putties out in some very New Zealand-y looking mountains. And a lot of people think that that's the ending. I feel like that's really the beginning of this special. First of all, look, to be fair, Power Rangers has had a history of overhyping the ending of something, and making the rest of this project seem weirdly unfocused in its marketing. Almost every anniversary special focuses on its finale. The Power Rangers movie focused on its finale. The Legendary Battle. So, I guess to be fair, marketing-wise, they do always like to put the biggest moments first. But being that this is a feature-length special, and they have that extra time, I feel like the shot that we see of the 6 Rangers at the beginning is a flashback scene. I personally think this is going to be a scene that takes place in the 90s, that it's going to be showing off a flashback of them, back in the glory days, back in the good old days, before all what happened, and before they all separated and split up. before they try to do, not necessarily get the band back together, but sort of show them get the team reassembled again. But I have also seen plenty of people speculate that this is what happens before the special happens, but not in the 90s, but, you know, like, a few days or right before the special begins, because we do see a shot of Zach and Billy helmetless in that environment, which would make sense why they would be doing that. A lot of people think that this is where they're going to reveal that. A lot of people think that they're going to reveal that Trini died in this fight, and I just don't see that happening. I know people want this to be a bit more of a serious take, a bit more of an adult take, but I just don't think that's really the appropriate place to do that. I don't think you need to have that degree of stakes, and that just, I don't know, that just put a sour note on everything. It would kind of just make the whole special just feel kind of upsetting. I mean, we're already going to have to work around the fact that, I mean, to be fair, Jason David Frank was still around when the special was made, and he just opted to not appear in the special. But now we have to juggle, I don't know, I just don't think it's in good taste to kill her in the special. I think if they were going to do something like this, here's another idea. That fight that they show off in the canyon is going to be where Min, you know, that's like one of her first missions, or she's kind of like the new kid to the team, and maybe she makes a mistake, and that gets, because to get into something that they show off later in the trailer, wherever the Rangers all go at the end of the special, which looks like Rita's Moon Palace from the original series, it looks like they're in the Moon Palace, and it looks like there's a bunch of, they use the Hasbro Lightning Collection action figures as props to sort of show that the Rangers of all the other seasons have been captured. Like, you can see Wild Force in there, you can see Zeo, you can see Time Force. You can see a lot of different stuff all in the background there of different Power Rangers figures. So people think that they've been capturing Rangers from other seasons and using their power. Similar to how, like, the Ranger keys were used in Super Mega Force when Orion got kidnapped, or, you know, a bunch of other options that they've done. The candles from Mighty Morphin. So it's just another way that they're just going to harness their powers. But no, I think that the other thing that it could be is that fight is one of Min's first fights, and she makes a mistake, and she gets Tommy, Jason, and Kimberly kidnapped, because that's another prevailing theory, is that the reason why they're not here in universe for the special is that they get kidnapped by the villain of the special is called Robo Rita. We haven't gotten any pictures of her yet, but I mean, well, she's a robot, so yeah. I mean, at least they're keeping the continuity together and not just bringing back Zed and just bringing back Rita without any explanation. At least here, they've been doing a smart enough job to explain it for the diehard nerds who are going to make a big stink about it if it's not handled with tact and not handled with care. So, that's good. I kind of don't need to have Rita at all, but I mean, if you're going to bring her back, at least they're doing it in a way that doesn't contradict what we've already seen in the series. So, that's cool. But yeah, I think that a possibility for what this storyline could be is that Min, you know, makes a mistake, and Billy and Zach, you know, they're basically the only other survivors who don't get kidnapped. And the reason why we have, you know, Rocky and Catherine in there is because they get recruited back into action to save Jason and Kimberly, which is funny because it now kind of brings it back to Turbo, the Power Rangers movie, where there was Jason and Kimberly got kidnapped, and they were used as a power source for the villain of that one. But then Tommy also had like a dynamic with both of them, so I guess it's kind of funny now that Tommy is going to be captured along with them. Again, assuming that's what's going to happen, but there is a Mighty Morphin Green and a Mighty Morphin Pink in the background with all those other action figures. So that seems like that's what's going to happen. We're going to be getting Alpha back. We don't know what number Alpha this is, although it really doesn't matter. all that much because Alpha's Alpha. I don't think people are that concerned. I don't think we're getting Jive talking, yo, 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 Alpha 6 from Turbo. I mean, I'd be happy if they brought the Alpha 6 voice from In Space and Lost Galaxy back, but I know for a fact Richard Horvitz, the original Alpha from Mighty Morphin, is going to be returning, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. I personally just like that bit of softer spoken one from the In Space Lost Galaxy era, but, you know, it's Alpha. I'm not watching this thing for Alpha, so whatever they do with Alpha is cool. In addition to some other cool, interesting additions from later on in the continuity, so we've got Adam and Aisha are coming back, but they're not coming back as Rangers. They are part of SPA, which is either the world's greatest intergalactic day spa, or it's Space Patrol Alpha, which would be a connection to SPD, Power Rangers SPD's Space Patrol Delta. So it's cool to see them incorporating all different forms of the lore, broaden that universe, especially because considering, alright, for a quick history lesson, in Power Rangers SPD, which was a show that took place in the year 2025, where aliens and humans have fully integrated with each other into society. Aliens just live on Earth, and they have a intergalactic police, SPD. People believe that this is setting this up as a way to sort of build to that, which I appreciate that. We've been wondering for a while, what are they going to do in 2025 when we get to SPD? Because you can't just retcon that out of existence. You can make it another timeline, but that just seems like a bit of a lazy cop-out. And since they've been doing so much time travel and universe hopping and stuff like that in the more recent seasons, I think it's good that we're finally getting a clear-cut establishment for that, and it makes sense that some of the Legacy Rangers would be doing this, like Adam and Aisha. But at the end of the day, it's just good to see them back. It's good to see the whole gang's all back together, even if they're not going to be fighting. But it's just cool to have them here. Like I said, I don't know if we're going to see... I don't think we're going to see Zed. I'd be fine if we don't see Zed. I don't really care. I'm gonna be honest, I really hope there's not a Megazord battle. I just don't care. I don't want to see a Megazord battle. Like, if it's there, fine, but, like, are they gonna use the toys? Are they gonna build a suit? Are they gonna use CGI? Like, that just seems like an unnecessary waste of time. Besides, all their Zords are destroyed anyway. There's no Mighty Morphin Zords left to use, so it's not like they can actually... You'd have to pull a... I mean, I guess... Power Rangers lore time. I guess they did have the Dino Megazord come back in the Beast Morphers crossover, but I don't even remember if that was like the real one or if that was like a manifestation or something. I don't know. I really don't care, and I don't really think they're concerned that much about it. I just would prefer they focus on the story and the characters and not worry about the minutia of having a Megazord battle. But yeah, overall with this, I'm excited to see the characters back. I'm glad we're at a point now where the actors all want to come back. Well, for the most part. I know that recently it came out that Amy Jo was not given an offer that she felt was right for it, and I can't blame her. You know, the show's been on 30 years, and while Power Rangers always exists in this weird flux of is it popular or is it not popular, with how much money that Hasbro and all these other brands are always trying to get out of it, it feels like by this point they should be willing to pay out the big bucks for these. It's like I can't say with confidence that's 100% they're in the situation to be doing that, but at the same time, how often are you going to get to do a reunion special like this? So, you know, if there was ever a time to spend excess money to get somebody back, there should have been the time, but, you know, it is what it is. We got another situation where Amy Jo Johnson does not continue to be part of Power Rangers and gives the Pink Ranger role to Catherine Sutherland, and, you know, good for both of them. we're kind of just repeating history here. So, I like the way the suits look. I think they look fine. I think most of the footage they've shown off looks fine. The sets look fine. I think it's cool that Zordon's tube is there with this crack in it from Countdown to Destruction. I hope they don't bring back Zordon. I mean, if they want to have a flashback or something, I mean, I guess that's cool, but I don't need to see Zordon back. Again, it's one of those things where paying tribute to your past is fine, but I don't want them to rewrite all of continuity just to bend over backwards to make this special have more nostalgia. Like, that's a good thing about flashbacks. You can get your nostalgia without fucking with the current continuity. So, you can have a flashback of the Rangers in the 90s with the command center and all that shit. And then, you can have it not here. And that'd be fine. I just don't want them messing with the current continuity. Yeah, I think that's, for the most part, all I really have to say about Mighty Morphin Once and Always. I'm optimistic for it. I feel like I'm gonna feel a lot of positive moods, but overall I feel like this is gonna be fairly tepid for me. I don't know if they can do something big and epic in terms of a narrative while also staying true to the nostalgia points that people want, while also giving all the... Like, I feel like... So, you know Jurassic World Dominion? The movie spent so much time focusing on old characters and basically cutting themselves away to another plot that it didn't have time to really tell a new story. And I hope that they don't use the Mighty Morphin cast as just a nostalgia crutch, you know? But I feel like them being here might even just limit the story. So I hope I'm wrong. I really want this to be a good special, don't get me wrong. But I do have that concern, just in my mind, the feeling of something about this isn't gonna click with me. And it's a shame, I want it to. I'm gonna definitely watch it when it comes out, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I have this just feeling in the back of my mind that, like, something about this isn't gonna gel with me. So I hope I'm wrong, though. Moving on from that, let's get into talking about something that'll be a little bit more modern, despite the fact that it's coming out later. So, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. So, this is going to be the main season for Power Rangers after the anniversary special in April. We know that Cosmic Fury is coming out in the fall. Cosmic Fury is going to be just 10 episodes. Cosmic Fury is the third season of the Dino Fury storyline. Dino Fury was the season of Power Rangers that is based on Ryu Soldier, the Super Sentai season. Cosmic Fury is going to be all original fight footage, but it is going to be using Megazord footage or mecha footage from the Sentai season Q Ranger. So it's going to be outer space. It's going to be interesting. I think I'm looking forward to it because I really like the cast of Dino Fury. Dino Fury is the first good Power Rangers season since RPM in 2009. So this is the first good season that they've had since going to Nickelodeon. It's been over a decade since we've had a Power Ranger season this good. It's not perfect. It's got some faults. But I think overall I'm really excited to see what they do with Cosmic Fury. More so just because I really like the cast. I'm not really that concerned or even curious what the story is going to be. The story so far is just Lord Zed's still alive because they cloned him, because of course they would. And he's alive and he's out in space and they gotta go get him. And now they got new powers and new suits. Let's talk about those suits. I did ask Joe what his opinions were on the Cosmic Fury suits. So let's actually go and cut to that right now, and let's see what Joe thought about these suits.
To get my thoughts here on the suits, I'll definitely say that these suits look very bland. The fake muscles make the suits look cheaper than they really seem. They look very monotone and flat and kind of uninspired. I'm not a big fan of Sentai or Power Ranger suits much to begin with on average, but yeah, these look a little subpar. In fact, I think they even look a little old-fashioned, which might be the intent, trying to invoke that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers feel. But yeah, no, really not feeling these.
And yeah, based on that, you can tell why Joe is not here. Why, it's just me for tonight. But yeah, I think it kind of gets across the ideas that I have about the Cosmic Fury costumes. I don't dislike them. I don't hate them. I don't really like them, though. I will say, some of them look pretty good. I think the first thing I want to get out of the way about Cosmic Fury suits, everyone said it, but they look like Shazam suits. They don't look like suits that... It looks like if you put the helmet on them, they're gonna look worse. Like, it feels like they are so designed to be helmet suits that they wear without their helmets on, and based on the fact that all the promo footage we've had so far, they're not wearing their helmets, really kind of plays into that. It almost feels like they want to do like a Marvel superhero thing with the Power Rangers and not have them wear their helmets, which, being this is going to be the last season in the mainline continuity, and you know, the cast has been around so long and the cast has been so integral into this season that I could understand the desire to want to focus more on them without their helmets. But you design these suits with helmets and they're Power Rangers, and that's kind of a core part of their identity, is morphing and, you know, wearing the mask and all that. So to, you know, take that out would be a bit weird, but I can't see these suits working very well with helmets on. That being said, I don't know, something about the suits, something about the suits kind of works. The colors on most of them are pretty sharp, pretty, like, vibrant, so I think they pull it off well. They've also started releasing some photos of the actors in more, like, professional, like, photo shoot lighting, and that's kind of helped out a little bit. It also helps that all of the Dino Fury Rangers are insanely hot, all of them. So they are really working to put in that extra work to make the suits look better than they do. Because if you had a more average looking cast, I don't think they'd be able to pull off these suits as well, and you'd really have more people unable to get past it. But these faces on these suits, they just kind of look good. As shallow as that is to say, but I mean, that works in their favor, because frankly, if these characters weren't so cute or hot looking, I wouldn't be so nice to these costumes. I think some of the big issue with it, the fake muscles and the fake boobs look really weird. It looks like they're wearing, like, it looks like they're wearing foam mats, you know? Like, it's something they make you wear in gym class, or like something you'd see underneath, like, if you were wearing, like, you know, if you were trying to dress up for like a stage show or theater or something and you needed to have fake muscles, so they put this underneath your actual shirt. Like, it just looks weird, and the lack of... I generally don't mind if a suit has a lot of its primary color, but there's really not enough to break it up. Black looks the best, the Black Ranger, because black and gold with a little bit of white, that's a pretty classic Power Ranger color combo, and it works the best. I think so far Black probably is the best looking one out of all of them. He also has a gold arm for some reason that none of the other Rangers have, but it, like, kind of works. It gives his suit a little bit more going on. Also, that in some of the promo shots we've seen some of their weapons. I like how they're kind of incorporating more into the character's personality. Basically, Hobby's got a guitar now. He's got an axe guitar. And that's cool. That man looks like he's having the time of his life. So yeah, I think his is the best. As far as Amelia being the Red Ranger, I think the suit looks good on her. I think the color works well for her. As purely a visual design. In terms of the ethics of it, there has been a very broad conversation, a very large conversation about representation on both spectrums. Representation for feminists, for females. Why am I saying feminists? For females. And, you know, for, people of color. That in order for a female to be given this position, they had basically the conversations that they took the red leadership role away from, Zato, who is an African American, and gave it to a white woman. And I don't really have much of a stance to say. I'm a white dude, so I don't really have a horse in either of those races, So just on the basic level of it, I think it's tough because I don't think it's fair to, take that away. I think contextually and narratively, I get what they're going for. That the way I think of Zato now is he's more like, the Shadow Ranger in SPD. He's like a mentor. He's like a master. He's above the rest of them. But on the pure contextual level, and especially when you start getting into the Megazord fights, Amelia is gonna, the white girl is gonna be leading the team now. Zato is not going to be in the Megazord cockpits and all that, or if he is, he's gonna be in his own specialized ones, and he's gonna be more of an observer, so he's being taken off the field. And Power Rangers has had a very long history of the black man who's a Red Ranger getting promoted up or being moved away from his seat of power, like all the time. It happened with Jack, it happened with Devin. Turbo, he didn't get promoted, he got sort of demoted. And it's just like a weird trend. I don't think Scott got promoted or demoted, but they all gave up their morphers at the end of the season anyway, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, it's like they promote them, but then they still take away their leadership by moving them to more of a mentor sort of role. So I don't really have much of a statement here to make about what's the correct thing to do. Although I'll tell you what would have solved everything, and here's something that I thought about. I've been thinking about this one for months, and it kind of bums me out that they aren't doing it. Especially with how close Cosmic Fury and Once and Always are supposed to be. If you don't know, David Yost is going to be sticking around for a few episodes of Cosmic Fury. He's not going to be in the whole season, but he'll be there. And I thought they were going to bring, Charlie Kirsch over and have her be a Cosmic Fury Ranger. In my head, I thought Amelia was going to stay pink, and I thought that Min was going to be the red Cosmic Fury Ranger. I don't know, that's just what I thought. That's the idea I had in my head, was that she was going to be the red Cosmic Fury Ranger. This is before we found out that there was going to be a female Red Ranger. I don't know why this idea was in my head, but it just was. Because you hired a brand new, up-and-coming 20-something-year-old actress. You'd have, some more diversity. I think people would be less upset by giving the Red Ranger role to a legacy, a character connected to the Mighty Morphin legacy. And, she would be, of a minority. It would be adding more diversity. You still would be taking, the Red Ranger position, away from someone, who's African American. But and again, these are apples to oranges, so I'm not necessarily trying to... I don't really have an answer that's going to make everybody happy with this one. It's a very gray, complicated matter. But I do want to just, say that this, I think, would have been the best solution if you were to do this method. Because Zato was always going to be moved away from the Red Ranger role based on, the Ghost Ranger suit at the end of Dino Fury. So I thought Min was going to come in and be the Red Ranger, introduce her in the Mighty Morphin special, and then however that ends, she can go join the Cosmic Fury Rangers, because it feels, I don't know, like, why hire her if you're not gonna use her for more? Like, why does she only get to be around all the old people? Why can't she be with the new young cast? That would be the perfect way to add a new ranger, slightly evolve the Dino Fury cast by just adding a new girl. You'd have 4 guys and 3 girls. I think, I don't know. That's just something that I am kind of bummed out that they're not doing. I'm not gonna blame, Cosmic Fury for not doing it. I don't know. That was my idea for the longest time. So to see them not do it when it would have fixed so many problems, it's just kind of a bit of a letdown for me. But, I mean, that's sort of just here or there. Anyway, the Zenith suit looks like ass, man. It looks like... it looks so ugly. It's like the most ugly freaking color. Like this nasty beige or something. Bro, it looks like gravy. Yeah, Zenith Ranger suit just kind of sucks. Golds, they never know how to make gold look good. But yeah, I don't know. I think the gold suit, because the gold's more of like almost a butterscotch now, it makes the fake muscles look even sillier on Ion. I mean, the fake muscles look silly on everybody, but I think especially on Ion it looks really dumb. I think just because he has more of a color contrast with the blue and the orange. Or not the orange, the blue and the gold. So, for him it just looks even more noticeable. Whereas everyone else is like one color, you can kind of trick your brain into thinking that it's like, actually their chest, even though it's not. But with Ion, it's so evident that the chest armor is not connected to his body, because his blue arms are different color. So, for him, it especially looks weird. And as for the rest, there's not really much else to say. Green looks fine because it's Tessa Rao, so she's gonna look good in literally anything she wears. And, blue looks fine. By the standards of Cosmic Fury, it looks fine. I think it's an overall fine enough looking suit. Again, some of those promotional photos have helped improve its look a little bit. But yeah, overall, I'm not that big of a fan of the suits. I don't think they're awful. I don't think they're great. I'm curious why they decided to go this way. Make suits that look so not Power Rangers. Oh yeah, and also they got like the gauntlets with the spot for the Q-Tamas from Q Ranger on there. So I guess the Q-Tama are going to be incorporated in the toys, even though it's like, bro, they're not selling toys of any of that stuff. They can barely sell the toys they made. We're just now getting the Gold Ranger Morpher, and Dino Fury's been over for like 3 months now, 4 months now, I think. So, bro, if they can't even make all the toys from Ryu Soldier, I am not expecting Q Ranger toys. I'm not expecting to see the Q Ranger Megazord. Or maybe if they do, they're just gonna sell the one. I'm not expecting to get the new Morphers. Maybe they'll sell a role play. They'll probably sell the action figures, but bro, we are still playing catch up on the Dino Fury toy line. So, yeah, I just don't see that happening. But it's also weird because it feels like they made these to be pretty good action figures. I feel like, honestly, because I have a lot of issues and feelings about how Hasbro's handle the action figures, but I feel like these particular figure suits were made to be Power Rangers action figures more. Because if you take the muscles and all the ripples and all that and put that onto like a Lightning Collection action figure, I feel like it works better. Like, I feel like if I imagine this thing with like joints and action figure pins and all that, it looks cleaner. Then again, that also just gives it more definition because the suits are so lacking in any other identity or any other branding. So, yeah. Overall, is there anything else I can really add to this? I think the artwork looks nice. You know, good job being drawn there. Yeah. Gold's got a really silly weapon. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers how I feel about it. I think suits are not great. The fake boobs and the fake muscles look really silly. Everyone got such big titties. But I mean, like, I wasn't watching this for the new suits anyway, man. Like, bro, they could dress like anything, and I'd be fine with it. Just as long as the show, you know, the action continues to be good and the story continues to be good. Like I said, I don't really know what the hell they're gonna do for the story. I don't really care. There's really not gonna be any room for filler. So, I don't know. I don't really care about Lord Zed. You know, 30th anniversary is the only reason he's probably still the villain of this season, but, you know, maybe they'll find something cool to do. Anyway, that really covers it here. I'm not going to really stall you guys any longer. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Cosmic Fury suits are cool? Are you excited for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always? What do you think's going to happen in the special? Am I completely wrong about everything? Do you think the Cosmic Fury titties need to be bigger? Let me know, and we will see you guys back at the table. Bye-bye.